Hi people, and hello my Chilli Con Carnage crew, it's Chilli here from Live Listen Erased, and on this 5-minute review episode, I finally get to review Metallica. Well, 25% of Metallica anyway, with Kirk Hammett's solo EP, Portals. So, before we discuss the album, a quick history lesson. Most people will know Metallica as they are the largest heavy metal band ever, originally formed by James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich. Seeking a replacement for Dave Mustaine, these lads approached the then Exodus guitarist Kirk Hammett to join the band. As a thanks, they also kept using the songs he wrote for 2 more albums. Don't worry though, Dave wouldn't hold a grudge for too long, even making a band that would appear alphabetically before Metallica, named Megadeth. Anyway, metal history aside, let's look into this album. We start off the album with a 7-minute long track, The Maiden and the Monster, which shows off some super impressive guitar skills from Kirk. Nothing too thrashy, but much more melodic, and also without a lot of wah, so that's a big bonus. I love this opener track, and despite being an instrumental, you can feel it setting up a vibe for what is to come. Actually, if you didn't know already, this whole album is devoid of any lyrics. It's purely guitar chops here. So, let's jump into the next track. The Gin is up next and starts to get a bit more adventurous. The song does its job to build up using a rather atmospheric guitar tones, plays sparsely over pounding drum beats, and then starts to sound sinister with its guitar notes before building to what we would assume to be a heavier and faster section. But we are let down when it gives way to a bit more of a slower guitar section. I feel like this song could have used a faster, heavier section after the first build-up, and while it does a heavy section later on, it's not quite the same after the first build-up. I do enjoy the use of the violins and other instruments played throughout to help create a tense feeling throughout, but it's perhaps to no avail. High Plains Drifter is the following track, and this track is, while being the shortest, feels like the most adventurous in the mix. It's a trailblazing song that seems to take me through that portal into another dimension. The string arrangement is on point, the guitars swell at just the right moments and build up in tone just right. Before you know it, the song will finish and you will want to replay this track to hear it over again. We close this album with the longest track on the EP called the Incantation, and this track just feels larger than life through the combination of all the instruments from strings to guitars and drums and bass and everything in between. I see that Kirk learnt a thing or two while working with Michael Kamen, because this track is truly grand. Maybe my only drawback is the wah pedals use, but hey, that's come to be expected of Kirk's signature sound. I guess it's still a great solo on this track, so I can't really complain too much. This EP marks a first for any of the band members from Metallica, and this is one of their band members' first solo outings. While in the past some of the band members have worked with various musicians on tracks, they have certainly never stepped out on their own to record an entire album or EP. So this is a curious piece to say the least. I feel this EP presents some interesting sounds from Kirk Hammett, as he can be free to do what he wants and bust out of his cage. While this has been said, I guess it's hard to imagine the guitar duo without James. I feel without his sound on the EP, it is noticeably lacking any heavy punches. Of course, this was to be expected with a solo venture, and a chance for Kirk to try things that he couldn't within Metallica. But the tone of the album isn't exactly too far from Metallica in sound and style. That is why I make this comparison. It's also refreshing to hear Kirk without using his wah pedal on every track. And like I stated before, while it has become a signature sound of his, it still feels good to hear him play these solos and parts without this pedal. I mean, don't forget, there are other effects pedals to use. Overall, this EP I think is deserving of 1 million chilies, with the last 2 tracks certainly being the best ones and feeling more boisterous. This is a pretty cool EP to play, and I feel like it is a must for any Metallica fan to listen to. Even if you don't like Metallica, I feel like the melody on this album is worthy enough for you to check out. So, give it a spin now. Thank you for watching my review, and stay spicy out there. Thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please consider liking it and sharing it with your friends. And also don't forget to subscribe to our Chilli Con Carnage Crew to stay updated on our newest videos. We're also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Live Listen Erased. Please join us on those media platforms for all kinds of updates and discussions regarding music. And as always, stay spicy.